Here we have a new 2023 GMC Acadia. This one comes in the SLT trim level. This color is going to be Summit White, and then we have jet black perforated leather interior. And our powertrain consists of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Coming around to the front end here, we do get LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. Nice fresh look, even though it's been around for a few years. And down here we have 18-inch wheels. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And over here to the door panel, we have our memory seat functions here, power door lock controls, and then we have one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, regular power windows for the back, and then we have our rear window lock there, power mirror controls here, and then our power folding mirrors there. Blind spot monitors are in those. And then down here we have our power lift gate. We can set it to 3/4 max or turn it off, and we can hit this button to open and close it. We have a bottle holder here, little storage in the back there. Premium Bose sound system. Electronic parking brake, press to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage, and then gauge cluster lighting here. And then we do get a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And then we have our power driver's seat with power lumbar support here. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Let's go ahead and check out the rear seat room. I like how they put this here. Actually, the door panel in the back is more usable than the front. I'm not used to seeing that. But plenty of leg space from the second row. And I do like that we have seat back pockets on both sides. They are a little smaller than I'm used to, but still great to have it on both sides. And then we have our rear AC controls here. Fan speed can be controlled, temperature, and then mode, you can toggle where the air circulation is coming from. Then you have 3-stage heated seats for the back. Then our auto mode there, and we can turn that off by adjusting temperature or our fan speed. And then if you have it set on the auto mode where it blows from the front and at your feet, you can turn that off by hitting the mode there. Then we have a 120-volt 3-prong household plug-in, USB-C, USB-A charge port, cup holders down here, additional storage tray. And there's a view of the front from back here. And then third row, I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze my way back to the third row and check out the leg room here. But very usable because I can't necessarily sit my legs behind there, but you saw how much space I had. So if I scoot this seat up a little bit, I'll have additional room. So you might be able to fit 2 large adults, one behind the other, if you adjust the seats right. And then I love this pocket here. You can kind of put a phone here and it slides kind of in there and it won't fall out. And then you have a bottle holder here, USB port there, and then you just have the bottle holder on the right side here. And if you want to, pull this up and then you can slide the seat up that way if you need to get out and don't want to go through the middle here, because it is a tight squeeze. But I do like that we have armrests on both sides as well, and then premium LED dome lights. Grab bar here, you can fit 1 or 2 hangers here on this hook. But you can hit this and then actually fold the seat flat. And then you can fold that third row, and I'll show you how to do that here shortly. But I want to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Acadia today. Let's take a look at the window sticker. Now for me, this is one of the best buys you can get, specifically in a GMC Acadia, because you get so many standard features now. And then on top of that, this one has what's called the preferred package, and it's only $9.95, but you get the heated steering wheel, the power 8-way passenger seat, and most importantly, you get the cooled seats for the front. And the sticker price for this is only $43,490, which is pretty good. And the only thing this is missing is the V6, but if you see my other reviews, I love the 2-liter turbo that is offered in this Acadia. So LED taillights for the back as well. And they don't flash like that, just as you can see as I adjust my camera. It goes away, it's just how the LEDs are picked up. So taking a look back here, okay storage behind the third row. I do like that we have this nice area to put objects that we don't want to roll around in the back, but we want to keep them back here. And then you can just hit this latch here, and you can fold the back seats from the front. Or if you want to fold the third row, you just pull up here and then fold that flat. And you can see all the additional space you get when the seats are folded. But taking a look underneath the vehicle, you do have that dual exhaust there. And just a quick look from the front passenger side. If you want to just lift the seat up, you can just do that. And I'm actually gonna go around this way because I didn't show the fuel filler. So there's the capless fuel there. And then we'll go ahead and pop the hood. And there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. And for me, the SLT, this one in particular with that preferred package, is the best buy because I don't need a sunroof. I love having the captain's chairs, 6-passenger seating, and all the tech that comes on here along with all the additional features. So leather wrap steering wheel, again with that preferred package, we can heat that there. Over to the radio here, we get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, and then we also get wireless Apple CarPlay and then wired Android Auto compatibility. And we do have the built-in navigation here. You can type in your points of interest, go to recents, fuel, and then I love this because I like going to just Shell and Exxon. I don't like MAPCO, Marathon, so I can just go to my favorite fuel brands and I can see the prices. So do I feel like going to the one up the street for $3? Do I want to go to the one that's a little further for $2.85? Things like that. So that's a big plus for me. And you can also kind of keep track of the traffic situation as well. And you get a Wi-Fi hotspot there. Go into your settings and you can go through your phone connections, Wi-Fi. Then you have apps that you can go through as well. And then actual vehicle settings. So if you want to turn the exit lighting on after 30 seconds, or you want to have the reverse tilt mirror on, you can do that. Valet mode as well. And then we do get dual zone automatic climate controls, and then we have, well, it's actually tri-zone because the rear AC controls are automatic, which I showed you earlier, but you can control that from up here, and you can even lock it as well from the screen, and it's really easy to do. And the screen is very intuitive. And you can control where the airflow is coming there. If you know your kid's gonna play with it or whatever, you can just have it aiming at your feet where they can't get to it. And then auto mode for that as well. And then up here, we have touchscreen or buttons and knobs down below, so we can toggle the AC, the fan, and then fan speed there. Your directions each have a button, and then you can sync there, but to unsync you have to change the temperature. And then auto mode, same thing, you have to go ahead and change the fan speed to turn that off. And there are your apps there. If you want to download additional ones, you can do that. Now for the shifter, it is a 9-speed, but it's all push buttons. So pull up here for reverse, press here for neutral, pull up here for drive, press this L for low gear. You can manually shift there, press P for park. And there's our backup camera there, which is high def. And the guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. We have a 12-volt down here, SD card reader for the navigation, a USB-C and a USB-A input if you want to use that Apple CarPlay Android Auto wired. I like the storage space here. And then we have auto stop toggle here, traction control, hazards, parking sensors. And then down here, we have several drive modes, just a tour, and we have a snow and ice mode, and then we have a sport mode there. The sport mode is pretty nice with this 2-liter turbo. And then 3-stage heated cooled seats for the front. Center console cubby space, decent size for the segment. Nothing else going on in there, it's just storage. And here's a view of the back from up here. And then glove compartment, owner's manual's in here, good size. Sunglass holders here. Universal garage door transmitter there. Premium dome lights up front, OnStar. And then going back to the steering wheel behind, this stock turn signal, auto high beam toggle there. Headlamp controls are here, and you can turn your auto mode off by pulling up there. and then fog light controls are here. And then to the right side of the steering wheel, we have our windshield wiper control. So one time, pull down and then pull up for intermittent, low, high. You can adjust your intermittent here, and then you can turn your rear wiper on, the intermittent or on, and then pull back for rear wiper fluid, push up for front wiper fluid. And then over here, I love how the windshield wiper fluid, by the way, it smells like Listerine. I just love that. But cruise controls are here. And then we can adjust all of that here and then cancel there. Forward collision alert, gap adjust, heated steering wheel again, and then voice recognition. And this serves as the mute button. And you can go through your gauge cluster using these 4 arrows and this check mark here, depending on what you're wanting to do. And if you ever want to change your info page options, you can go through here, and it actually gives you a lot of choices that aren't necessarily already clicked. So follow distance, driver assistance, battery voltage, all of that's there. But this one's actually set up how I like it, surprisingly. So I like to keep mine either there or there. So I'm gonna keep it here so I can see the instantaneous fuel info. But behind the steering wheel on the left side, you can control your track list or radio station presets. And you'll see where it says favorites there in the background. And then over here to the right, you can control your volume up and down there. Push button start. And finally, here is our key fob with remote start. And now we're gonna take this 2-liter turbocharged 2023 GMC Acadia SLT out on the road for a quick test drive. So I have the vehicle in tour mode now just to show how it drives. And as we get on the interstate, we're gonna put it back into sport mode and see the difference. So I'm gonna give it a little throttle coming out of this corner here, and then I'm gonna put my foot down a bit in sport mode. So pretty peppy. Now we're gonna put it into sport. And we're gonna hop on the interstate here. Very nice acceleration, and even though it was in sport mode and it was quite a bit, I didn't feel like the engine was straining. I didn't feel like the vehicle was straining in terms of just how hard it was to control. Just a nice linear power curve there. So fuel economy in this, you're supposed to get 29 miles per gallon highway. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a little better, because I'm actually holding around 30 even after a slight incline. And then as I'm coasting here, I'm getting pretty good fuel economy. And this is in sport mode, so the revs are actually hotter. So as I turn it back down to tour, it's a little less jumpy. So pretty impressed with fuel economy all in all. And the ride, I've said this before, very nice in the Acadia XT6 Duo there. And the Enclave and Traverse are extremely nice as well. Those are just a tad bigger, but I just love the ride of these Acadias. So if you're in the market for a vehicle like, let's say the Ford Explorer, Nissan Pathfinder, and you just want something a bit more on the luxurious side, I definitely recommend going with this SLT Acadia, because the 2-liter 4-cylinder is just a great engine in terms of power output, and it's really more than enough for what most people need. Everybody's kind of going to those engines anyway. I think Nissan still has a 3.5 V6 in the Pathfinders, but you can get the 2.3 EcoBoost in the Explorer. I don't even know if they have a V6 option anymore, one that isn't turboed at least. And then I mean, you could get maybe a Lincoln Aviator or something like that, but that's gonna cost you 20 grand more at least compared to this. And then the only other thing would be maybe a Telluride Hyundai Palisade or a Hyundai Santa Fe, something along those lines. All the lines are blurred these days because it's all about what you can do with the space that you have in the vehicles. But for me, this is one of the best buys out there because it is a sub 50 grand car. I mean, it's 44,000, so quite a bit sub 50,000. And you get so many features that you're not used to having on GM products, but let alone just SUVs in general for the price range. Usually cooled seats, you have to have a Denali, you gotta be paying 55, 60 grand for what you're getting. And it's nice to have this $44,000 Acadia. Now you don't have the sunroof, but you get the Bose, you get the nav, you get the heated cooled seats, the heated steering wheel, and you don't have adaptive cruise, but you get the lane keep assist system. So just a really nice setup here. Love how it's configured. And like I said, the 2-liter 4-cylinder is my favorite as opposed to the V6 because it doesn't have as much power, but it has enough, and you're getting so much better fuel economy. So this is definitely my favorite Acadia that I've seen spec'd out. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 GMC Acadia SLT with a 2-liter turbo.